Hello, fellow PGRs. Seeing as today is my official last day in post as your representative, I wanted to take this opportunity to say farewell, as well as share with you some of the PGR experiences over the course of the year and my suggestions for ways forward. So all in all, the RSA had a really successful year. For the first time ever, we hosted fresher events. How to Survive the PhD was a particularly popular one. We also hosted term parties regularly throughout the year. We saw the first ever collaborative joint conference between the journal team and the RSA, and pretty much every policy issue that we had to defend, we saw success with. So congratulations to all of you, as well as your RSA and journal teams, for making it such a fruitful year. That being said, it was also a very shocking year for me. I was not expecting the amount of firefighting we would have to do as a student cohort. And I'm not going to give you an extensive list of the experiences as a collective PGR group this year. If you want to go check that out, you can take a look at our AGM slides where every single issue is presented with some supporting evidence. So here I'll just give you a couple of examples. At the start of the year, we had to defend our space at the doctoral school because we almost lost access to the first floor. We also almost lost access to the SCR in term 3. We saw the release of a very draconian attendance policy for Tier 4 visa holders. Again, luckily we saw that suspended after we were able to mobilize. And just recently, actually, I've been hearing from our most vulnerable students who are panicking because their long-term mentors are apparently being let go from SOAS. So the amount of firefighting has been off the charts. Looking at individual student experiences, also very shocking. I'll give you a couple examples of this here as well. So at the start of the term, one of our colleagues was detained at the border because the school failed to inform them what the implications on their Tier 4 visa would be if they were to interrupt their studies. Another student courageously submitted an informal complaint about the level of service provision they were receiving from the doctoral school, and rather than take those complaints seriously, the student was attacked, and their mental health and well-being was neglected in how the school went about engaging directly with that student in relation to the case. Another of our colleagues has been tied up in a formal complaints process for years. And I sat on a review board for that and saw that despite there being policies, they're not being upheld in practice, and there's a lack of accountability when judgments in such cases are made. Another very big tragedy that we experienced this year was the loss of one of our colleagues who took their own life. And based on the digging that I did, SOAS did not look into the student's position or experience on campus following the incident. And it also took the school days to communicate with the wider PGR student body to offer support to anybody affected. So, actually, one more good one to share. Another student who was trying to progress to writing up status found herself in a position where her supervisory committee all of a sudden would not allow her to progress to writing up status. This was a shock because no concerns with her work to date had been raised prior to this, and it ended up resulting in the student having to leave the UK and withdraw from SOAS because they weren't able to afford the international student fees associated with not having successfully progressed to writing up status. So all in all, I just wanted to share these experiences with you in case you weren't aware, because the student experience at SOAS could be a lot better, and I fear that if things don't improve, an already vulnerable population will be at risk. So what are my suggestions for moving forward? One, we need to consistently and collectively engage in campus politics. We are really good at responding whenever there's an emergency, but not so great at being proactive in our engagements. So I think we need to work on fixing the student representative system. So anybody that's a student rep needs to be engaging quite closely with the RSA team who actually has access to various decision-making bodies across campus. I also think the postgraduate research officer role and RSA president role need to be split out into 2 posts, and that you as a student body should be campaigning for access to finance from the school to fund those 2 posts as half-time roles. And you have to turn up. If the RSA holds open meetings or AGMs, you have to come in order to understand what's happening to your fellow peers and show your support, because the next fire could be your fire. What else? We need to work constructively with a diversity of stakeholders on campus towards common goals. Unfortunately, this past year saw a lot of combativeness between diverse stakeholders and tension in those relationships. So we have a lot of work to do in repairing relationships. And I think with the incoming head of the doctoral school, Alfredo, we have an opportunity to really focus attention on this. And I just want to raise to everybody that staff feel the same as us. They feel as though they are in insecure positions on campus as well. So rather than kind of acting defensively towards one another, we should be working in solidarity with one another. So I am moving on. So I did not run for this role in March, and sadly nobody else did either. So please do have a serious think about whether you're up to the task to engage in campus politics. I know that we all think that we're really busy writing our theses and whatnot, but engaging in politics on campus is actually really, really good practice at this stage, because looking at the current academic experience, you're going to be having to do this your entire career. So definitely do take the opportunity to learn and develop skills here. Also take the opportunity to meet your fellow PGRs and support one another. It can be really, really good to step away from the desk and writing sometimes and work on something meaningfully with people around you. So I think that's all from me. Sorry, this is kind of very on the fly, but if anyone has any questions about the RSA or the experiences from this year, don't hesitate to get in touch. Happy to share. Best of luck next year, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. Ciao. Oh, wait, and massive congratulations again to all of you, as well as your RSA board members and journal team for making this past year such a big success. Looking forward to see what we all do together in the future.